Hi, we've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to score thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, go to ukautoclaims.co.uk to start your free simple check. Loads of you will have overpaid and payouts could be worth thousands, so you've got to look into it. Hit up the link below and check now for free.
AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal.
Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that be linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Once again, if you want to get involved with Scouts Eyes, don't forget to use the code SE50. The link is in the description. Been told there's been 2 people already this week that have sent through their videos that have been recommended to Scouts, so that's brilliantly. So if you've got the talent out there, you're based in the UK, want to get yourself in front of a scout, get onto Scout Size, brilliant new website. Of course, we're here for the transfers. Just before we get into it, Kiwior, remember, not yesterday, the day before, we did a poll. I asked you guys, do you want to keep Kiwior at Arsenal? He's been linked with a host of clubs over there in Italy. And it was a resounding yes. 92% of you saying keep Kiwior. I think that's a vote of confidence in a player that came in and did very, very well when Gabriel Magalhaes was out injured. So 92% of you saying keep Kiwior. That is resounding. Talking of keep, there was a lot of players not kept yesterday, released by Arsenal. 20 players. We talk about transfers here on the show, the players that we want to see coming into Arsenal. Sometimes we forget about the harsh realities of football. Players where their contracts are up and they're released by a club. Sometimes on occasions, players that have been at the club since they were 5-6 years old, only to be released. I was very surprised to see Nathan Butler-Adeji released. He, was on the bench on quite a few games this season. He's been released by Arsenal. Some of the bigger names released were Jorginho, as we know, he's going to Flamengo. Raheem Sterling released, he's loan finished. He's returning back to Chelsea. And Kieran Tierney, who said, a very heartfelt goodbye to the Arsenal fans. And the board spoke about how the fans and the board stuck by him through the highs and the lows. Kieran Tierney has now left Arsenal Football Club. 20 players moving on. One name that wasn't on that list, and that was very significant, was Thomas Partey. Remember, his contract is also up, but he wasn't put on that list as a release player, confirming what we've been talking about here on the show since the start of the transfer window, that Arsenal are trying to renegotiate his contract, get a new deal done with him. His contract was up, and so they have not yet listed him as a player release. Remember, Barcelona said to be one of a couple of clubs interested in signing Thomas Partey. There's also interest from Saudi Arabia, but Arsenal working hard to get a new deal done for Thomas Partey, said to be a 1 year with an additional year added on to that contract. So let's see how that one develops out, but they're definitely working on a new contract for Thomas Partey. Time to get into Gyökeres and Sessko daily, right? Because those are the 2 we seem to be talking about daily on the show. Which one of these 2 players are Arsenal going to go for? We did the poll the other day. Most of you want Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres pulled out of the Sweden squad for the upcoming internationals, which sparked loads of rumours flying around yesterday. That is this because there's that imminent move to Arsenal. However, the Sweden manager claimed that that is not true. He said that he's picked up a little injury and they don't want to risk him. So that is why he's been left out of the Sweden squad. Also, Alexander Isak out of that squad with an injury as well. But that was the reason why Gyökeres was left out. And on Sessko, Ben Jacobs, no bid yet, according to a lot of the reports yet for Sessko, although Ben Jacobs, the journalist, claimed that Liverpool could enter the race to try and sign Sessko. This is bad news for Arsenal. Of course, Liverpool looking for a striker. They're looking to move on Darwin Núñez, and they apparently are showing a lot of interest in Sessko as well. So could Liverpool hijack Arsenal's deal to try and get Sessko? There's also a lot of reports flying around as well that, according to some journalists, that Arsenal haven't decided yet on who they're going to sign. I mean, there's been a lot of reports that, it is Sessko, but apparently it's undecided. They've found out all the deals and offers and concrete offers around both Sessko and Gyökeres, and they're yet to decide which one they're going to sign. So let's see how that one pans out. But that's interesting that Liverpool also interested in Benjamin Sessko. Sessko-Gyökeres daily is going to continue for a little while. I can see it. Here's a report out today that Arsenal are interested in this player. He goes by the name of Konstantinos Karetsas. He's Greek, still only 17 years of age. But the Greek publication AMNA, they claim that Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign the Greek star. The report claims that Arsenal are close to an agreement to buy him for around about £38 million, then send him back on loan for another season to develop. Attacking midfield player, said to be really, really talented. He can play as a number 10. He can play on both wings. Already has played once for Greece and has been interested in a lot of the big clubs. Liverpool, Manchester United, Newcastle have all been scouting him, all shown a lot of interest. But according to this report from AMNA, they claim that Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign him. It's one right out of the blue, so you can't discount it. As I said, still only 17. Let's see how that one develops out. But, to loan him straight back, that's a big fee to buy someone and loan him straight back. I have to admit, I'm not really familiar with the player. But for that sort of fee, he must be really, really good. So let's see how that one works out. Mohammed Kudus of West Ham said to be interested in Arsenal at the moment as well. Could this be a move that Arsenal make in this summer transfer window? Now, a lot of the reports out there have been that there's been a few Saudi clubs showing a lot of interest in Mohammed Kudus. One of them is rumored to be Al Nassr. Now, they've reportedly, according to some of the reports coming out of West Ham, reportedly offered around about £70 million for Mohammed Kudus. However, Mohammed Kudus does not want to go and play in Saudi at present. He wants to stay in Europe, doesn't want to move to Saudi. And according to TBR Football, Arsenal have reportedly made an offer of around about £50 million, which that's £20 million lower than what the Saudis would pay. But they've reportedly made this offer, and they're waiting in the wings. Now, I mean, this rumour I've not really seen anywhere else. Kind of surprised at this one. Mohammed Kudus plays more on the right-hand side. I don't know. I don't know if this is a signing that Arsenal were going for. Listen, he's a great player, even though he had a bit of an underwhelming season last year, just like West Ham did. But when he's on it, he is a real handful, one of the best ball carriers, I think, in the Premier League. But I'm not really seeing much around this, apart from this report from TBR Football. We keep an eye on it. Really good player. Wouldn't mind him at Arsenal. £50 million, I'm sure West Ham would be demanding more than that. But one to keep an eye on, Mohammed Kudus, apparently interested in Arsenal. As is Antoine Semenyo of Bournemouth, another player that's said to be interested in Arsenal. Left winger, had a great season last year. 11 Premier League goals he scored. That was really impressive. And 5 assists. And Gimme Sport claim that Arsenal are keeping tabs on Antoine Semenyo. As I said, it was a bit of a breakout season for him last year. Bournemouth seem to be losing or under threat of all their big players at the moment. They already seem to be losing. Gyökeres is on his way to Liverpool. They lost Hyson, who's gone to Barcelona. Could Antoine Semenyo be next? Bournemouth would want around about £50 million for Semenyo. Again, another player that's a real handful when he plays. And he's got an eye for goal. Spurs said to be another team that are really, really interested in signing him. Again, one to keep an eye on. We're looking for a left winger. Why not? We would make a very, very good signing. Martin Zubimendi, remember yesterday on the show, I spoke about Zubimendi, how, ahead of the game, Spain, they're playing France tonight. He was in an interview and he was sort of saying that, he's not undecided where he's going. He's keeping his options open. And, all of a sudden you start to worry and think, is he actually going to come to Arsenal? However, reports coming out of Arsenal is that they remain very confident that they're going to get this signing done, and Martin Zubimendi will sign for Arsenal. Again, let's wait and see, because he did, not go to Liverpool in the end after it looked like it was almost sure that he was going there. So one to watch. And what about this one? Max Dowman. Now, I'm sure every Arsenal fan's heard of this kid. 15 years old. He's been tearing it up in the youth team. Absolute talent. Some of the goals he scored, some of his dribbling skills, I'm sure you've all seen some of the clips. Have been looking absolutely amazing. But he is now sparking the interest of a couple of clubs. Football Transfers publication claimed that Manchester City and Barcelona both interested in Max Dowman. Still only 15, nowhere near signing his full contract yet at Arsenal. His major contract, still a scholar. But both of those hovering would love to get their hands on him. As I said, one definitely for the future, Max Dowman. So where will he end up? Will he still be an Arsenal player? Listen, Arsenal will be confident of keeping him. They won't want to sell him. He's a hot prospect, one of the hottest prospects in English football right now. There's no way Arsenal are going to be looking to sell him. And as far as we know, Arsenal looking to take him on the pre-season tour, looking to try to assimilate him into the first team setup. As I said, still only 15, so you've got to be careful with players like this. You can't rush them, but he looks a real talent. Time to get into the Rumour Rater today. The player I've decided to put into the Rumour Rater today is Mohammed Kudus. As we're hearing that rumour, let me just press that button. As you can see there, I think I'm low on this one at the moment. I'm not too convinced about this. Arsenal putting in a £50 million bid. Could be wrong, but I don't know. To me, I see this as a very low rumour indeed. Right winger as well. Remember, we've got Saka there, got Wanyeri. If anything, I would more see a Semenyo would be the sort of player that would suit Arsenal. But are Arsenal looking for a faster, quicker player than a Semenyo? Someone who's going to be ready as well to play in the Champions League. Going to be interesting to see. But anyway, those are the rumours for today. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to check out all of our excellent content right now on AFTV. And of course, we're here every single day with Transfer Daily. I'll see you tomorrow. Are you a talented footballer with the potential to go all of the way, but you've never been spotted or had a trial? Well, all you need to do is check out a brand new innovative business that I've started with my partners called Scout's Eyes. It gives you a chance to get spotted by our network of scouts to try and get you a trial at a professional club. Scout's Eyes places you in front of a professional scout who will assess your talent. You simply need to visit our website right now and upload your clips as directed. Our scouts will then view them and give you a full assessment. If you meet a certain criteria, your details will be sent to scouts at professional football clubs for them to come and see you play. It's as simple as that. So visit scoutseyes.com right now and send in your clips, and a scout could be coming to watch you play at your next game.